In every generation, Allah chooses certain servants whose hearts shine brightly, even if the world never knows their names. These people may not possess wealth or fame or rank, yet their sincerity makes them more honored in the sight of Allah than kings, warriors, or scholars. Today, I will share with you one of the most astonishing stories found in Islamic tradition, the story of an ordinary woman during the time of Prophet Sulaiman, alayhi salam, who experienced a miracle so powerful, so extraordinary, that it left an entire community speechless. A miracle that demonstrates the power of dua and the closeness between a believing heart and its creator. But before we go into the miracle itself, let us build the scene. During the era of Prophet Sulaiman, A.S., the world was blessed with a kingdom unlike any other. He was a prophet who commanded the wind, understood the speech of animals, and ruled over both humans and jinn. His kingdom was filled with marvels gifted by Allah. Yet even in such a mighty kingdom, stories of unknown righteous people would sometimes shine more brightly than the miracles performed by the prophet himself. Among the common people of that era lived a humble woman. She was not known for beauty or wealth, nor for power or lineage. She was known for something far more valuable: her steadfast faith, her patience, and her deep sincerity. Every day, she walked miles from her small home to a distant well, carrying water under the blazing sun. The task was hard, but she never complained. Her lips were always engaged in the remembrance of Allah, and her heart remained content with whatever He decreed. This woman had no idea that one day her simple routine would become the cause of a miracle that would shock her entire community.
On one particular day, the heat of the sun was unusually intense. The sky burned like fire, the desert sand shimmered with heat waves, and even the birds sought shelter in the shade of distant trees. Villagers hurried indoors, shielding their faces from the harsh light. But the woman, as always, walked toward the well with determination. The journey was long. The earth beneath her feet felt like burning coals. The sunlight reflected off the sand so intensely that her eyes watered. Yet she whispered words of dhikr as she walked, reminding herself that every step taken in patience is beloved to Allah. When she finally reached the well, she rested for a while, drenched in sweat. She filled her clay water container, lifted it onto her shoulder, and began the long walk back home. But this time, the heat was so severe that it became almost unbearable. The sun beat down on her with such strength that she could nearly feel her skin burning. Her steps slowed, her breath became heavy, her legs trembled under the weight of both the water and the heat. She looked up toward the sky, and for a moment she felt as though the sun itself was pushing her down. Yet she kept walking. But soon exhaustion began to overwhelm her. She was alone on the road, with no shade and no one to help her. She feared she would collapse and the water she worked so hard to fetch would spill onto the ground. Desperate, exhausted, and drained, she stopped walking and tried to shield her face from the sun with her hands, but it made little difference. It was at that moment, when she reached her limit, that her heart turned fully toward Allah in a way only true believers experience in moments of pure sincerity.
Deep and thick storytelling voice.
As the woman stood in the desert, overwhelmed by exhaustion, she lifted her hands toward the sky. Her voice was weak, but her heart was strong. With complete sincerity, she said, "O Allah, you created this sun, and you control it. If it is your will, command it to stop until I reach my home safely." She spoke these words not with arrogance or entitlement, but with humility and certainty that Allah hears the calls of His servants, even when the world ignores them. And then, the impossible happened. The sun, which had been blazing intensely moments before, suddenly stopped in the sky. Its movement froze. The shadows around her halted. The wind became still. Time itself seemed to pause. For the first time in her life, the woman found herself walking under a sun that did not move. The heat softened, the brightness dimmed, and the world around her became calm and peaceful. The burden on her shoulders felt lighter, and strength returned to her legs. She continued walking, step by step, through the quiet desert path. People in nearby homes noticed something strange. The afternoon passed, but the shadows did not change. The sun remained fixed in one place, glowing but unmoving. Confusion spread, and whispers filled the streets. Meanwhile, the woman, unaware of the amazement she was causing, walked steadily toward her home. And when her foot crossed the doorway, the sun resumed its movement, as if a cosmic pause button had just been released. That day, the world witnessed a miracle, not for a prophet, not for a king, not for a warrior, but for an ordinary woman whose sincerity touched the heavens.
As soon as the sun began to move again, the people became alarmed. They rushed outside, staring at the sky in disbelief. Some cried out in fear, while others ran toward Prophet Sulaiman's court to seek an explanation. A group of people burst into the Prophet's gathering and said, "O Prophet of Allah, something unbelievable has happened today. The sun stopped in the sky for a long time. It did not move until after a woman entered her home. What does this mean?" Prophet Sulaiman A.S., known for his deep wisdom and understanding, listened carefully. He closed his eyes for a moment, reflecting. Then, with a gentle smile, he said, "This is the dua of a servant whose heart is close to her Lord." He explained that Allah sometimes honors the dua of His humble, unknown servants in extraordinary ways, not to elevate them above the prophets, but to show the world the power of sincerity. He reminded the people that miracles are not limited to the hands of prophets. Allah may grant signs to anyone He chooses as a test, a mercy, or a reminder. The people were astonished. They expected the miracle to be connected to something grand, something mighty, something powerful. Yet it was tied to a woman whose name most of them did not even know. Prophet Sulaiman A.S. used this moment to teach his people. Do not underestimate the power of dua. Do not look down on the simple believer. Do not think that Allah grants honor only to the wealthy and powerful. Sometimes Allah hides His beloved servants among ordinary people. The story spread throughout the kingdom, leaving everyone in awe of the unseen closeness between Allah and His righteous servants.
The story of the woman who spoke to the sun is more than a miracle. It is a timeless reminder for all of us. It teaches us that Allah does not measure people by their wealth, status, or fame. He measures the state of their hearts, their sincerity, and their trust in Him. This woman had nothing except her faith, yet Allah honored her with a miracle that left an entire kingdom speechless. What does this teach us?
Lesson 1. Your dua is powerful. Even when you whisper, Allah hears you clearly. Even when you are tired, Allah sees your struggle. Allah can change the entire universe if He wills, for your sake. Lesson 2. Sincerity is more valuable than status. Many people have big titles but small hearts. This woman had no title, yet her heart was filled with tawakkul. Lesson 3. Allah responds to the oppressed and the patient. She was exhausted, burdened, and alone, but she turned to Allah. Allah never abandons those who rely on Him. Lesson 4. Miracles come in unexpected ways. A miracle does not always appear as an angel or a splitting sea. Sometimes it appears as a delayed hardship, a hidden blessing, or a moment where time itself seems to pause. In your life, whatever difficulty you are carrying, whatever hardship burns you like the sun burned that woman, lift your hands, speak to Allah, ask Him sincerely, because the Lord who stopped the sun for a simple woman in the desert can remove any burden from your life today. If this story touched your heart, remember to like, share, and subscribe to Islam Story TV. May Allah increase you in faith, strengthen your heart, and answer all your du'as. Ameen.